Hey family, what is going on, y'all? I hope and pray it's all good in the neighborhood. Y'all, I'm getting ready to make one of my fall favorite meals. And by looking at the things that I have on this counter, can you all give a guess on what I'm getting ready to make? I'll give you a minute. Got it? Okay, I'm getting ready to make a delicious tamale pie, y'all. This is my favorite pie, and these are the items that we're going to get ready to use in this pie. Okay, I'm going to start off, y'all, with some ground beef. Now, I pre-did this ground beef yesterday, and what I did, and I don't always do this with my ground beef, but with this particular pie, I want to do it. I always rinse my ground beef off, and I go ahead and use it right then, and whatever I'm going to use, like spaghetti or whatever. But when I'm making the tamale pie, I like to go ahead and get the ground beef browned off, rinsed off, cooled off, and put in the refrigerator so I can use it the next day, because it'll keep all of that oil and everything out your tamale pie, and you won't have to worry about draining it. It's already ready and it's already cooked and ready to go, and it won't make your tamale pie soggy with that cornbread. Okay, now we're going to use some buttermilk, Jiffy mix, sour cream, taco seasoning, sliced olives, Rotel mild, 2 eggs, cream style corn, red and gelato sauce, cumin, Kraft cheese, but you can use any cheese that you want to use, and this is like a mixed cheese, 3 cheese. Onion, we're going to use the easy. I love these onions, y'all. These onions are just so easy. You could just squeeze, and they have a real good flavor, so I'm going to use those. And I'm also going to use green onions, and this is everything that I am going to use to get this tamale pie going. So let's go ahead, y'all, and take this to the stove. Okay, y'all, I have my ground beef back in my frying pan, and I'm going to go ahead and add the Rotel. I'm going to add 1 can of black olives. We're going in with 1 can of diced tomatoes. And I forgot to put this, y'all, on the beginning of the video, but this is diced, fire roasted tomatoes with green chilies. So we're adding that in there. We're going in with about 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. Teaspoon of black pepper. Now mind you that this meat don't have any oils or anything in it, so we're gonna have to work fast with this. About 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay, y'all, let's go in with our onions. Let me see if I can open this up a little better. We're going in with about 1 tablespoon of these onions. Okay. Let's go in the equivalent to 1 pack of taco seasoning. And I bought them. I love using the large one. I got this from Sam's. We're going in with a teaspoon of beef base. And you see the tomatoes, I did not drain the tomatoes because I wanted that tomato juice off of here. So I didn't drain the tomatoes, nor did I drain the Rotel. So let's get this mixed up. Okay, y'all, I had to change pans, so let's go in with 1 can of gelato sauce. So you see all the liquids that we put in here, so we definitely wanted our ground beef to not have all of that oil and grease in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this simmer down, and we're going to go ahead and start on our cornbread. We'll get this all mixed up and let it cook down some. Okay, y'all, even though I use cream corn in the cornbread, I also want to use a 1/2 can of I'm sorry, not cream corn, of whole kernel corn in this. Just a 1/2 can, and I'm still going to use 1/2 of this can in the cornbread. Okay, let this cook down. Okay, y'all, I have my 2 eggs in here. I have 2 boxes of Jiffy cornmeal mix. I'm gonna put the other half of that can of whole kernel corn, 1 bunch of spring onions, green onions, spring onions, they're the same. Okay. 1 cup of sour cream. That's about 1 cup of sour cream. And hold on, y'all, let me get the other corn. Okay, then we got 1 can of whole kernel corn. Okay. 1 cup. Let's go in with 1 cup of buttermilk. Let's get this mixed up. Okay, y'all, we have this all mixed up. So let's go in with a half bag of this cheese. And I'm also going to put cheese on top. So we're going in with a half bag of it. And we're going to get this all mixed up also. And get ready to put our tamale pie together. I've already greased my dish. Actually, I'm going to make 2, a small one and a one to give away. So I already sprayed my dish. And so I'm going to go, usually I don't put my cornbread on the bottom, but I'm going to go ahead and put my cornbread, put a little cornbread on the bottom, and we're going to have cornbread on the top also. Okay, let's go ahead and put some cornbread on the bottom. Okay. Now this is gonna be good. So we're gonna put this in the oven and let it stay until cornbread, it don't necessarily have to cook all the way, but just to let it firm up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and get this cornbread in the oven. 350 degrees, I would say, for about 10 minutes. Yeah, our bread is out of the oven. Now, I didn't want this bread to cook all the way, so it's about halfway there. So what I'm gonna do is take a fork, and I made a thin layer of cornbread on the bottom. I just didn't want that thick cornbread, so I'm gonna stick holes all through this. Okay, now let's go ahead and start adding our meat to this. And go ahead and add as much juice as you want in here, because this juice is going to be from your seasonings and your tomatoes, your rotel. I just didn't want juice from the oil from the ground beef in this at all. Okay. Now see. Here. Okay, y'all, let's go ahead and add the cornbread. And like I said, y'all, I usually just make 1 layer of bread and that's on the top, but this time I wanted to put some on the bottom. So it's not going to take this that long to cook. And I'm going to put a thin layer on the top also. Kind of spread this just like that. I just don't like that thick cornbread. That's just enough cornbread for me. Let's go in with our cheese. Some more cheese on top of this. Oh yeah. And we're gonna put this in the oven, 350 degrees, for about 10 to 12 minutes. We only need the cornbread to cook on the top. Everything else is ready. That's the reason I only wanted to put that thin layer. I didn't want to put, you know, a thick layer on here like that. Okay, y'all, let's get this in the oven. Okay, y'all, our tamale pie is out of the oven. So we're gonna let it cool here for about an hour, and I'm gonna cut it and let you see how it looks. And y'all, I know that it tastes good. I just love tamale pie. So we're gonna let this cool, and then we'll go ahead and cut into it, y'all. Okay, MTS crew, we are done with our tamale pie. It came out really well. It's delicious, just like I like it. And do me a favor, y'all, be good to yourself. And if you be good to yourself, you have no other choice but to be good to others, y'all. This is a delicious fall meal, and I'm getting into my fall series on stews and soups, y'all, because we love fall comfort food, don't we? So I'll talk to y'all later, and be blessed. Try it out. Tamale pie.